Once upon a time, in a small village in ancient India, there lived a young man named Siddhartha. He was born into a wealthy family and had everything he could ask for: a loving family, good education, and plenty of material possessions. Despite having all these luxuries, Siddhartha was not content. He felt a deep sense of emptiness inside and a longing for something more significant. One day, he decided to leave his comfortable life behind and set out on a journey to find the meaning of life. Siddhartha wandered the country, seeking answers from various teachers and holy men. He studied under them, practiced meditation, and even went without food and water for days. However, he still could not find the answers he was seeking. One day, Siddhartha came across a group of monks who were sitting peacefully under a tree. He was struck by their serene presence and asked them for guidance. The monks welcomed him and allowed him to sit with them. As they meditated, Siddhartha noticed that he was becoming more aware of his surroundings. He could hear the birds singing, the leaves rustling, and the wind blowing. He realized that he had been living his life in a state of distraction, oblivious to the beauty of the world around him. The monks explained to Siddhartha that everything in the world is interconnected and that all things have a purpose. They told him that everything, including material possessions, is a gift from God and that it is up to each person to use them wisely. Siddhartha was amazed by their wisdom and decided to stay with the monks to learn more. He decided that true happiness comes not from material possessions but from inner peace and contentment. Over time, Siddhartha became a monk himself and dedicated his life to spreading the teachings of Buddhism. He traveled throughout India, teaching others the value of mindfulness, compassion, and the interconnectedness of all things. One day, Siddhartha was visited by a wealthy merchant who asked him for guidance. The merchant had everything he could ask for: a successful business, a loving family, and plenty of material possessions. However, he felt empty inside and longed for something more. Siddhartha explained to the merchant that everything in the world is a gift from God and that is up to each person to use them wisely. He told the merchant that true happiness comes not from material possessions but from inner peace and contentment. The merchant was amazed by Siddhartha's wisdom and decided to dedicate his life to spreading these teachings. He used his wealth to build monasteries, sponsor the education of young monks, and help those in need. Together, Siddhartha and the merchant taught people the value of using God's gift wisely and finding inner peace and contentment. They showed that true happiness comes not from material possessions, but from living a life of mindfulness, compassion, and service to others. Finally, the story of Siddhartha and the merchant teaches us that everything in the world is a gift from God, and that is up to each person to use them wisely. Material possessions are not the source of true happiness, but rather it is the inner peace and contentment that comes from living a life of mindfulness, compassion, and service to others that brings lasting happiness.